The U.S. government shutdown is the key story that we are tracking on the channel today. Just highlight what the impact this could have on the Indian IT sector. So Mittal, President Nasscom, joins in with a quick perspective. Mr. Mittal, thanks very much for speaking with us. How are you viewing this shutdown as its impact on the Indian IT sector, if there is exposure directly or indirectly in the matter?
Well, it's unfortunate that they couldn't meet a deadline for the funding. As you know that, we've had similar impasse in the past, and the real closures, if we go back historically, happened in 95 and 96, where the total shutdown cumulatively between those 2 years was about 28 days. So, we do hope that given that this has a far bigger impact in the United States, they would come to some conclusion soon. In terms of impact on our industry, we do not do very much work for the federal government. This particular shutdown does not impact the state governments where we do some work. So I don't think on business there is a direct impact. However, if this continues for a longer period, then there would surely be some macroeconomic factors that will impact, and it'll start impacting the rest of the industry, but we don't think it'll go that far. In the short term, we would have delays in visa processing. There would be some impact on travels. But given the nature of our work, people from sales and others who need to travel probably already have longer-term B1 visas. And some of the people that were waiting for getting visas, which were L1, H1 stamping, I think will get delayed. So there will be marginal impact, but nothing that would impact our business in the long term, because we would have enough people already working in the United States there.
Going to be my question actually, stemming from your answer. You mentioned that you hope that a resolution would be reached soon. Assuming that doesn't happen, and say this logjam continues for a period of 2 weeks or more, then does it have a potential of hurting the IT industry in India?
See, the longer term, we don't know what period to put in. If the shutdown starts impacting the economy, as you know, the U.S. economy was growing, and, as long as it doesn't impact our customers in the short term. But very clearly, if it is a prolonged stuff and there is a complete impasse, I won't say 2 weeks, but maybe if it's 4 weeks and more, then I think we need to be looking at how is it impacting macroeconomic factors and hence our customers. But otherwise, given that this has such an impact on the U.S. itself, I'm sure that they will find a resolution to the problem even before. As you know, a couple of years back, we had come almost to a shutdown last time, but then they could resolve it. Here, I think the weekend made it more difficult, so hopefully within this week, they should find a resolution.
Yeah. No, Mr. Mittal, excuse me for coming back with that question. My interest of asking that question was not with regards to the impact on the U.S. economy, but with the impact on the mobility of employees to the U.S. If indeed this lasts for more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, does that have an impact on mobility of Indian employees to the U.S. for work?
Yes, it would have very marginal impact, because it's only about those people who are here, who have applied for visas. But as I said, most of our companies have a larger number of people there in the United States. So, we'll probably make do with them. As I said, business travel would become a little more difficult. But, surely a couple of weeks is something that we and our customers would be able to bear without any impact of sorts on our business. But, if it just goes on for months, then I think we have a problem. October, November are the 2 months that the Congress will be in there before it goes in for recess. But even there, we have found that for emergency purposes, the Congress does meet. So I don't think we have to go too far. I'm hopeful that within a week or 10 days, this should get resolved. As I said, the impact on us is far less than overall U.S. economy and what happens to the business there and the government affairs. I think it's a much larger issue. Things like healthcare and those will still continue to be serviced. So I suppose it's really the business which will be putting pressure to get this resolution done.
All right, Mr. Mittal.
Mr. Mittal, thanks so much for joining us and giving us that perspective.